This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Shutterstock.com. Welcome back to another episode of Rettinger's Rants. I'm your host, John Rettinger, the show where I rant and rave on anything from the wide world of technology and sometimes a little bit outside of it. This week's topic kind of falls right in between. We're going to talk about launching a website since it's fresh in my mind hole. This is Rettinger's Rants. Let's go ahead and get started. So this video is being filmed on the 10th of December, which is also the day that we relaunched TechnoBuffalo.com, what we're sort of named Techno Buffalo 3 or TB 3.0, one of those two. So it's really fresh on my mind, all the trials and tribulations it takes to launch a website, whether it's a large one much larger than Techno Buffalo, one smaller, or just in between like we are. There's so much work. If you've ever considered starting a blog or wanting to launch a blog to go along with your YouTube videos, listen up from somebody who has walked that path. Definitely things you're going to want to keep in mind. So let me tell you a little story. This is when we first tried to launch Techno Buffalo back in end of 2010. It was like December-ish. I had just quit my job. I was focusing on the YouTube and Techno Buffalo full time, and we were getting ready to push this sucker live. It was early December. I had used every outlet I had to promote this Techno Buffalo thing. It was coming. Nobody knew what it was. We'd kept everything secret. And then finally I was telling everybody on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on this day, this time, Techno Buffalo is going to be live. Go check it out. I put all my name and reputation behind it. We tried to launch Techno Buffalo, and I say tried for a good reason. And within 45 seconds, the site crashed. And it didn't crash because we had so much traffic. The servers we had should have more than been able to take care of it. It crashed because of awful code, and because I had no idea how to build and run a website at the time. We had our server was running on Windows. We left things wide open. We had infinite loop codes that caused the servers to just completely crash. It was a total disaster trying to launch a site. I had no idea what I was doing, and it really showed when the site launched. It took us over 4 months and about 60% of our startup capital to get the site back up and running. It was a huge pain in the butt. Coincidentally, for those of you guys that follow me on Twitter, you know I have insomnia. It was during the initial launch of Techno Buffalo when I developed my lack of sleep habit, my insomnia. Before I could fall asleep anywhere, I had backpacked through mainland China and literally fell asleep on trains in China. Now I can't fall asleep in my own bed with a noisemaker on and a fan to save my life. So there you go. So flash forward now to Techno Buffalo 3.0, we've learned quite a bit. It is really hard to launch a website. Now there are plenty of third parties out there you can use to launch a blog on sites you know and trust. Blogspot, things like that are great ways to get a site up and running. You don't have to go through some of the hassle that we did. If you think you're going to maybe have a lower traffic site, those are great options. In fact, we initially launched before our original Techno Buffalo. We had johnfordalakers.com that was run off of Blogspot. It worked great. But if you want a site that's going to give you more flexibility, you can control everything on, and that you've got sort of complete control over, you're going to want to create your own website. It becomes just a huge hassle. You got to make sure you've got a developer that you trust, or you better learn some crazy HTML, Ruby on Rails, and all kinds of other coding languages that really meant nothing to me a few years ago. And I certainly know very, very little about them. So you're going to have to find great people. And it's certainly something that we have right now. I'm fortunate to have incredible people working for Techno Buffalo, able to help us get live. But our launch on the 10th was actually supposed to be 2 weeks earlier in November. I ran into bugs and issues and we weren't able to get the site live in time according to my initial calendar. So when we launched last night, I didn't say a word to anybody. I didn't say a word to the public because if the site had crashed or gone down, it would have looked super bad on us. So we launched it very quietly, waited to make sure the site worked, and then we put up an announcement being like, hey, over here, we are live. So definitely something to keep in mind. Now, if you've gotten past all those issues, your site's live and it's working, you got to put content on your blog. And putting content on your blog can be an interesting endeavor. You might think to yourself, I could write a lot of blog posts a day. I have a lot of opinions about tech or food or how much you love the Galaxy camera, for example. Whatever it might be, you'd think that you can do that every day. Every day, though, it gets to be a little bit tedious. Day after day after day trying to write content. Not only write content, but write good content. provocative content, content that's spell checked and as limited typos as you can. Certainly being close to real-time news, it's very hard to totally eliminate that. But it's something to keep in mind. Make sure you have the dedication to do it. And if you want to hire staff or get staff to do it, you got to go through and vet people. You got to manage people. It can become very tedious. So if you're considering saying, okay, I run a YouTube channel, it's quasi-successful, I want to branch out to the tech side, really give it some good thought. I'm not saying that you can't be successful doing it. Certainly you can, but it's oftentimes a lot more work, more difficult than you might expect. Now, for me, the journey has been more than worth it. I wouldn't trade anything that I've learned launching Techno Buffalo 1, 2. We actually tried to launch Techno Buffalo 2.5, but it didn't go out. And now Techno Buffalo 3. I wouldn't trade any of that experience for really anything in the world. I am so proud of the site. I'm so proud of the staff. I can't believe that we've got a portal to share our opinions with the world. But it's been a tough road. And it's been a road where I've learned quite a bit. I've grown as a manager, as a writer, as a developer, tiny little bit over the course of the years, and it's been just an incredible experience. So if you guys are thinking about going that road, heed my warning, give it some second thought, evaluate how much time you have, evaluate whether or not you're going to try and just cram as many ads as you can in there, whether or not you want to be devoid of ads, whatever it might be. Just give it some thought. So I'm going to take a quick minute from talking about blogs to talk about blogs and videos. If you're thinking about starting your own blog, thinking about starting your own YouTube channel, you are going to need stock images because articles come up, video topics come up left and right, and you need something fresh to make sure the audience knows what you've got. If you need to get stock imagery, the folks at Shutterstock.com are the place to go. Shutterstock.com is the only place to go and looking for stock photos, vectors, illustrations, and video clips. You can sign up for large image packs, monthly subscriptions, just grab a single image for a blog or mockup. You even offer enhanced license access in case you want to print out an image or get it screened on a t-shirt. So Shutterstock makes it easy. You pay one price, you get high res. You don't have to worry about being nickel and dime if you want super high resolution images. They just make it nice and easy for you. So head on over to Shutterstock.com or install their iPad app to get started. No credit card needed. Find the images you want. Use offer code TECHNO12 to get 30% off any package. So again, go to Shutterstock.com, enter code TECHNO12, and you get 30% off any package. Make it pretty easy. Get all your images set, get your blog looking awesome, your videos looking awesome. So thank you guys for watching another episode of Rettinger's Rants. Hope you guys enjoyed this topic. It certainly was really top of my mind. Any other ideas you have for Rettinger's Rants, leave the comment down below, and if I agree with your rant, I will blab about it in an upcoming video. Be sure to check us out at technobuffalo.com, the new and improved technobuffalo.com. I'm John Rettinger. I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.